Hi, everyone. Welcome
Hi.
back. Um, we are going to start today's lesson, and today's math lesson is on IXL, and we are going to be doing double-digit subtraction. So when you go to IXL and you log in, there should be a little magnifying glass, and that magnifying glass is a search bar. So we're going to put in the code here, and today's code is R8C. And it says subtract two digit numbers without regrouping. So no regrouping today. I'll put the code again on the top for us. So remember, your template is a little bit different than mine on my computer because I have the teacher resources, but you have it where it shows the subtraction sentence, and then you also have the option to use your pens and pencil and markers to use a strategy that works for you. So an efficient strategy. We've been talking about efficiency. And efficiency, remember, means to do something quickly, but also to do it correctly, because we don't want to get the wrong answer, because then that defeats the purpose of doing our best work. So right here we have the equation, our number sentence, 18 minus 12. And remember, they like to set up their equations vertically, which means up and down. So we have 18 minus 12. So right now, boys and girls, we're going to find a way to solve this problem using a strategy we know. And there are so many strategies, drawing strategy, tens and ones, number lines. So there's so many, and we're going to just look at them and see which one is the most efficient strategy we can use. So right now, the teachers, Ms. Rosales and Ms. T, are working on their own strategies, and you can pause the video to work on your own strategy. What is the best strategy for solving this equation? And when they're ready, just like Ms. Rosales, they're going to put a thumb up, and we're going to take a look at the strategies they decided to use today. Ms. Rosales, since you're ready, how did you solve the problem today?
So I'm used to doing a warm up with my class where we rename that 18 to tens and ones. So just calling it out, 10 and 8 make 18, 10 and 2 makes 12. So I did that. Essentially what I did was decompose the numbers, and then I realized, well, 10 and 10 aren't really important because they cancel each other out. In other words, 10 take away 10 is going to leave you with 0. And so really what I should be focusing my work on is that 8 minus 2. So thinking about 8 minus 2, well, 8 minus 2, I've been working with my math facts, that's a 6. But when I started learning, I started with my 2 and I counted up to get to 8, and that gave me 6 fingers that I used.
Oh, okay. So you used your fingers to help you solve this problem with the 8 and 2?
Well, now I know my facts, but that's what I used to do.
Yeah, okay. So that is one strategy if you don't know your facts by memorization, but we all should be working on that fluency. We would be using our fingers to figure out what the 8 minus 2 is. And remember, minus, what does minus mean again, Ms. Rosales?
To take away.
Take away, right? So if we did use our fingers for taking away, we have 8, so we would be putting fingers down, right? Not putting more fingers up. We're taking away, so we would have less. So
Yes.
I really enjoyed this of you decomposing and then realizing that there are two numbers that are the same, and when we subtract two numbers that are the same value, it equals 0. So that was a great noticing that you made. So our answer is 6, right? Miss T, can we see your strategy? We want to see all of the cool strategies.
So I used the algorithm strategy. And so 18 minus 12 equals 6. But then I thought, oh, I need to show my thinking as to how I even got 6. So I drew the tens and ones place as well. And so I had to tell myself, okay, I'm subtracting and not adding. So I had to make sure I drew 18 first. So I drew 1 10 and I drew 8 ones. And then I was so close to adding some, but I was like, oh no, I have to subtract. So I took away 12. So I started by taking away the 2 ones. And then I took away a 10. And then I had 6 ones left.
Okay, can you say that one more time? Because I think it might be a new strategy. So I think it might be really hard for our friends at home to really hone in on that. How do you use the strategy?
Of course. So the first thing we do, we always have to draw our first number in our tens and ones chart. So the first thing I drew was 18. So I drew 1 10 and then 8 ones. And then in subtraction, we don't add 12, we take away 12. So I had to take away 12 from the 18. So first, I knew that 12 has 2 ones, so I took away the 2 ones, and then I took away the 1 10, and I crossed that out, and then I counted how many ones I had left in my chart. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So I came up with 6.
Beautiful. And there are some of these strategies that I'm seeing at home in my class, is that we forget that we need to subtract and we need to show our subtracting. And so I'm using a different color here to show that I'm taking away, right? So we don't just leave it like this. We need to show our thinking. And we have 18, just like Miss T showed us. And then she took away her ones first. So I'm using a red marker to show how many I'm taking away. She took away 2 ones, right? You have to take those away. And then she took away her 10, 1 10. So red marker to show that she took away her 10s. And then she counted up how many ones does she have now? 1 2 3 4 5 6. 6 ones and no 10s because we crossed that one out. So we just have 6. So thank you, Ms. T and Ms. Rosales, for sharing your strategies. We have a decomposing strategy and we have a tens and ones strategy. And boys and girls at home, think about, which strategy do you think is efficient? Would you have chosen a different strategy? And if you do, can you show us by uploading it on your journal? So it might not be an activity, but you can still share what you did on your own. So you can share what strategy you used and just share with the class. What did you use to solve your IXL problems for today? All right, we're excited to see more of your beautiful work, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.